everyone, and welcome back to Adulting Done Right. My name is Ginger. If you are joining us again, welcome back. If this is your first time here, welcome. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Adulting Done Right and what we do, think of us as your guides or your mentors as you're going on this journey of adulting. And some of you may be thinking, again, but Ginger, I'm already doing that. Why do I need help with that? Because we all have to find models for those things that we maybe don't know how to do yet in life. And we talked about this in our last video where we talked about finding a mentor, how to find a coach. But the truth of the matter is that we all encounter things that we don't know how to do in life. And so we are here to help share our experiences that we go through with you guys so that hopefully you can be a little bit better equipped as you are carving your own path in this world and as you're adulting. So today's topic is managing social media like an adult. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm sure you all have friends or people in your life that you're friends with on social media, and maybe they post things and it kind of litters your wall or your feed, right? With some things that maybe you want to see, some things maybe you don't want to see, some things that maybe cause you to shudder and kind of cringe a little bit because you're like, oh my gosh, what is this person doing? There is an art, or there is a way in which you should manage your social media as an adult. And the thing that I think most people probably don't think about is once you put something on the internet, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, even Snapchat, right, which is supposed to be 1 second or however many seconds, but it's supposed to disappear after 24 hours, anybody can really see it. Even if you're not friends with them on Snapchat or wherever, it's still quite possible that somebody you don't want to see something can see something. And just to give you an example of something that I've come across in my own work scenario, not necessarily to me, but something that's happened with people that we've employed in the past, right? They will call out for work, or they'll say they can't do something. It doesn't even have to be work related, but maybe they say they can't go to an event maybe that you have, or something that you've invited them to. Or in my case, that they weren't able to show up for work for XYZ reason, or they just didn't show up for work for XYZ reason. And then people that they're friends with on social media, or maybe even if you're friends with them on social media, you see these pictures and these videos of them out doing things during that exact time frame that they maybe obligated themselves to be somewhere or accepted a responsibility to be somewhere, maybe said they couldn't go to. Regardless, I don't think people think about what they post. They're like, oh, it's just my friends that are gonna see it. They don't care what I do. But really, there are a lot of people that could potentially see that. And it could potentially have negative impacts on how people view you and their perception of you going forward, depending on how you handle yourself on social media. So you want to be very careful of what you post. Here are some tips for managing social media like an adult. Tip number 1, don't post something that you wouldn't feel comfortable if everyone saw it. Because, like I said, you never know who's going to see it. You never know who they're going to share it with. They could, in a split moment, say, oh my gosh, look at, what this person did, right? Or look at how silly this person's being. But you never know the impact that that's going to have on the person that they share it with, or who they're going to tell. And again, how that might affect the perception that others have of you when you're up for a job, when you're up for maybe being included in something, whatever it may be. You want to make sure that you don't leave that opportunity for anybody to exclude you because of something that you've done on social media. Tip number 2. I have always made it a rule of thumb to not friend people that, again, I wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable seeing me at my potential worst. I always make it a rule of thumb never to post things that I wouldn't want people to see, if we go back to tip number 1. But I also make it a point to not befriend people that I don't necessarily want seeing into my personal life. This goes for coworkers, this goes for acquaintances, this goes for people that I don't even really know. Especially coworkers though, simply because it doesn't mean that I don't like them or that I don't value them as a person, but I always want to keep that distance and keep work, and then outside of work, my personal. Because again, you never know how something that you post may affect somebody's perception of you. It could be, let's say you're a manager in any sort of business, and you are friends with your employees or your coworkers, and you post a picture, right? Maybe one of those people sees that picture and then thinks that they maybe have more ground with you or more comfortability than you're actually wanting them to have. So as a rule of thumb, be mindful of who you befriend on social media. And tip number 3, if ever you're in doubt, just don't post it. Well, I hope you found these tips useful, and I hope this helps you as you go through managing social media like an adult. I will go ahead and link our corresponding post where we go into a little bit more detail and a few more steps or tips that you can use when managing social media like an adult. I hope you guys like this. If you want to stay tuned and catch more videos from us, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Until next time, bye.